That face you make when Rangers Football Club are about to make their second transfer signing of the window. Welcome back to Fog Football. And of course, Mohamed Diomande looks like he's on his way to Rangers. We've got a few things to talk about. We've got Sam Lammers' business to talk about. We've got a starting 11 for the second last game of the Scottish Cup fourth round to talk about. But most importantly, we've got this deal. This literally been plucked out of thin air because the Nordsjælland midfielder Mohamed Diomande looks like he's going to be flying back from the American training camp over in North America. Don't know where his team is based in America right now, but of course, I believe it is the off season in the Danish league. So he's coming. He's coming back. Reports in Denmark are suggesting that Rangers are on the brink of signing him. So you know what? I'm going to believe this. Everyone's reporting this. You know, none of these clickbaity articles out there. We bring you the real stuff here on Fog Football. We talk about everything, and even if it's fake, we'll bash it and call it fake, because that's what happens. But this looks very real. Looks like Rangers are going to get him for a cutthroat price. Guy was linked with West Ham, Premier League move. Has to be alright, you know. And I know, I talked about my video earlier, Big Jose. He was linked with all those big Premier League moves, not exactly worked out at Rangers, but this guy looks quite good. He's a midfielder who can... He brings so much, and the most important thing, we can talk about the goals he brings and a couple of assists and his yellow card, his presence, but not the most important thing for me is he's never been injured, and that Rangers team that is full with injuries is probably the most crucial thing to his game. Obviously, if he was absolute pish and he never got injured, that wouldn't exactly be a good thing, but at the end of the day, it looks like it'll be a good sign. I mean, according to Transfer Market, his value's around 3 million, but he's got 12 months left on it. Well, he's got 11 months left on his deal. His contract runs out at the end of this year, 31st of December. That's just due to the fact you've got these leagues that start a wee bit differently compared to, you know, the format in most of the leagues in Europe. But here, that means he's going to cost less, because he'd rather have 11 months left on the guy's deal than 18 months, because we'd have to pay that wee bit more. But I think what we're going to be getting with this guy is probably around £1 million to bring him in. That's my prediction. There's nothing based off that. I mean, of course, the West Ham links have been there, but Union Berlin and RB Leipzig have been linked to him over the past 6 months. So he can play across the whole midfield. He can play him up front if he wants, man. If Dessers is pish, I'm willing to wing this guy up front, that's for sure. But there'll be more to talk about this guy very soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Rangers finally... Don't know why it took us to actually come back to competitive action in order to, you know, start being linked with players and being on the verge of signing this guy. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm mooning, but this guy should have been brought in weeks ago. And then he could have been bedded in for the start of the competitive season again. Restart, but anyway, who knows. But let's talk about a competitive game, because Celtic play Bucky Thistle today, and this is the starting 11 in the game. I think Brendan's went strong. He went with Joe Hart, Alistair Johnson, Naroki, Scales, Taylor, Odom Home, O'Reilly, Bernardo, Abada, Palma, Kyogo. Apart from Cal McGregor, that's Celtic's, you know, pretty much full strength team. You've got to be honest. Of course, Carter Vickers is out, and I think, what is the need for Celtic to go this strong against Bucky Thistle? Because let's be real, man, Celtic could play their 4th, 5th string team today and they would still smoke Bucky Thistle. But I tell you what, if Bucky Thistle, imagine they got a result, it'd be incredible. They're not going to get a result. I mean, Brendan Rodgers has got an incredible record in the Scottish Cup. He's got a 100% win record. You know, like, he's never lost a match. And obviously you can't really draw matches, so yeah, I mean, 100%, it's incredible. You can't dispute that. And he'll be looking to make it 100% this season. He's missed out on the Scottish Cup. I mean, if it was an away game, this match, you could maybe spin it that, well, maybe the unthinkable could happen. But the fact that it's at Celtic Park, they've went with this strong a team at their own backyard, I just don't see a world in where Bucky Thistle can even do anything. And I think for that reason, and not, you know, the broadcaster Fireplay can't look ahead and be like, well, Celtic's going to pick their strongest team. But I don't understand why this game's been on Fireplay. Well, I do understand, because, you know, the viewers will probably be the highest with it being Celtic. But the reality is, there were so many more competitive games throughout this, you know, weekend that kicked off at like 3 o'clock. So many much more compelling matches than this. I mean, Celtic are going to win about 8-0. Like, honestly, it's going to be about 8-0. I would be absolutely flabbergasted if Celtic only won like 2-0 today or 3-0. It's going to be a cricket score. And rightfully so it should be, but we'll have to wait and see. And also, finally, I promised a wee bit of news on Sam Lammers. Well, let's talk about him, shall we? Because Sam frickin' Lammers ended PSV's winning streak today with an assist. Incredible. They'd won 17 games in a row. They come up against Sam Lammers and also Barkas in nets. That's something you wouldn't think you'd hear every day. And the streak is over. Quite incredible. Hopefully that adds a few wee zeros onto Sam Lammers' transfer value. But until next time, peace.